Stop mulching forever. The genius year-round soil trick every gardener must try. What if I told you there's a way to grow a thriving garden without ever buying, spreading or replacing mulch again? No more heavy lifting, no more yearly maintenance, and no more bare soil turning into a weed jungle. Sounds unreal, right? Yet thousands of gardeners are already doing it. They've discovered a method that keeps their soil rich, moist, and bursting with life 365 days a year. It's called perpetual mulching, and it's the secret nature has been using for millions of years, hidden right under our feet. Let's dive into the year-round gardening system that eliminates the need for mulch forever and transforms your garden into a living, breathing ecosystem. Every great garden starts with one thing: healthy soil. But here's the truth. Most gardeners unknowingly fight against it. We cover the soil with bark, wood chips or straw, thinking we're protecting it, but traditional mulch is temporary. It breaks down, fades away, and before long, we're back outside with another wheelbarrow load. Perpetual mulching flips this story completely. Instead of topping off mulch every season, this method builds a living layer of organic matter that feeds, protects, and renews your soil continuously. It's not a cover. It's a system. Think of it like the forest floor. Nobody goes into the woods with a rake or a bag of mulch, yet nature always maintains perfect balance. Leaves fall, twigs drop, plants die back, and everything decomposes in place. That constant breakdown creates fertile, moisture-rich soil that never dries out or erodes. Perpetual mulch takes that same natural principle and brings it to your garden beds. Conventional mulching is like applying a bandage instead of healing the wound. You cover the soil for a while, but the benefits are short-lived. Within months, the mulch breaks down, weeds sneak in, and your soil starts drying out again. Worse still, some mulches actually lock up nitrogen during decomposition, starving your plants rather than feeding them. Perpetual mulch doesn't just sit on the soil, it works with it. As the materials decompose, they release nutrients, attract earthworms, and fuel a bustling world of beneficial microbes. These unseen helpers aerate the soil, improve its structure, and create a texture that holds moisture like a sponge. Over time, your garden literally becomes a living machine, self-feeding, self-renewing, and remarkably low maintenance. The best part? You don't need fancy materials or expensive products. Nature already provides everything you need. Start with what's available right in your yard: fallen leaves, trimmed grass, straw, small branches, or pruned plant matter. Begin by adding a thin base layer of coarse organic material directly onto your garden bed. Something airy, like small wood chips or straw, works best because it keeps the soil breathing and prevents compaction. On top of that, layer softer, nutrient-dense materials such as shredded leaves, grass clippings, or comfrey leaves. If your soil is dry, moisten each layer with about 1 litre of water per square metre as you build. This jump-starts the decomposition process and invites beneficial microbes to move in and get to work. Here's the key. Perpetual mulch isn't something you apply once. It's something you maintain naturally. Whenever you prune plants, harvest crops, or remove old stems, just drop that material right back onto the soil surface. Over time, these layers merge into a dark, rich blanket that continuously feeds the ground below. Even a self-sustaining garden needs a little observation, you know. If your mulch layer gets too thick, say over 10 centimetres, it might start to block airflow. In that case, just loosen or thin it slightly. You may also notice slower growth in the early stages if your materials are high in carbon, like straw or wood chips. That's because these tie up nitrogen as they decompose. To fix it, simply apply a light compost tea across your garden surface every few weeks. The formula is easy. 1 part compost mixed with 10 parts water. Pour it evenly over the mulch to keep nitrogen levels balanced and encourage microbial activity. If pests appear under heavy mulch, don't panic. Introduce a variety of materials. Adding aromatic or fast-decomposing plants like clover or comfrey helps deter pests and accelerates the breakdown process. A diverse mix of textures and scents keeps your mulch layer vibrant, active and pest-free. Perpetual mulch adapts beautifully through every season, giving your garden protection and fertility all year long. In spring, you know, it's best to focus on lighter materials like shredded leaves and grass clippings to retain moisture and help seeds germinate easily. As summer heat arrives, it's a good idea to add thicker or more fibrous materials like straw or bark to shield your soil from those scorching temperatures. When autumn rolls around, you can really take advantage of nature's bounty. Fallen leaves, pruned branches and leftover stems. Layer them generously to insulate your soil through the winter months. Even when everything above ground looks dormant, the soil life beneath keeps working, breaking down those layers into nutrient-rich humus, all ready for spring planting. If you really want to take this to the next level, embrace the chop-and-drop technique. Instead of pulling out spent plants, simply cut them down at the base and leave everything right where it falls. The roots decompose underground, improving soil structure, while the leaves and stems create a perfect surface mulch. This is nature's recycling system in action. What your plants take from the soil, they return in full. Over time, your garden becomes completely self-feeding. No hauling compost, no remulching, and no expensive fertilizers. It's the ultimate closed-loop system. Once you stop disturbing the soil and start feeding it continuously, everything changes. Earthworms multiply, microbes flourish, moisture retention skyrockets. The soil becomes crumbly, dark and alive. And because the ground is always covered, weeds simply don't stand a chance. So, the result? Well, you get healthier plants that grow faster, resist disease better, and honestly require far less watering. You'll find yourself spending less time maintaining your garden and more time, simply enjoying it. What once felt like constant work turns into a peaceful, self-regulating system where nature does the heavy lifting for you. Perpetual mulching isn't just a trend, it's actually a return to how ecosystems were meant to function. You're not forcing growth, instead you're guiding it along. You're not covering soil to hide it, you're feeding it so it can truly thrive. The beauty of this system, really, lies in its simplicity. You start once, and it just keeps giving back, well, forever. With every season, your soil gets richer, your plants get stronger, and your garden becomes more independent. You stop relying on store-bought mulch and chemical fertilizers, and instead you step into harmony with nature's rhythm. It's not just a time saver, it's a complete transformation of how you garden. If you're tired of hauling bags of mulch, fighting weeds, or watching your soil dry out each season, it's time to embrace the method nature perfected long before we started gardening. Start your perpetual mulch journey today and turn your garden into a living ecosystem that never needs mulch again. Watch your soil come alive, your plants thrive, and your workload disappear. And if you found this guide helpful, don't forget to subscribe to Timeless Crops Haven for more natural gardening secrets. Hit that like button, share this video with your fellow growers, and let's keep creating gardens that sustain themselves, beautifully, naturally, and forever.